Let me first acknowledge BDS. BDS has grown to be more than just a movement focused narrowly on Palestine. It has focused on the essence of solidarity wherever. Whether it's on Swaziland, whether it's on Cuba, whether it's on Western Sahara, whether it's on Palestine, this is one of the most outstanding examples of internationalism. When you bring together, the essence is not about this country or that country, it's about humanity. It's about any human being wherever he or she is. It is possible to demonstrate that the struggles of the people are interconnected wherever they are in the world. So I think that message, you must congratulate BDS. It has grown to be a giant of internationalism and solidarity in practice. It's very rare to have an international solidarity movement focused on country A, gathering all of us to talk about country B. Because most of the time we tend to be narrowly focused on that country. If I'm a Swazi, it must always be about Swaziland. So we must understand the interconnectedness of the struggles. And I just felt it was only fair to say that in a minute without taking much time. Kwara was very strict. I must talk about what the workers of South Africa are saying. First and foremost, comrades, I want to take this opportunity without abusing and read something that touched me. It was sent by a friend. It's from Diego Maradona on Fidel Castro's death. Diego Maradona is merely a player. You know, sometimes we don't take serious players or socialites. We think they have no politics. This is what he says. My heart, I will not read the rest. This is what he says at some part. My heart hurts because the world lost the wisest of all. Not just anyone can crave a dictatorship with 20 men challenging the American empire. Not just anyone removes illiteracy in a year. Not just anyone can have a low infant mortality rate can reduce infant mortality rate from 42% to 4%. Not just anyone with can have more than 130,000 doctors, ensuring one doctor per 120 people with the highest rate of doctors per capita in the world. He continues. He's listing literally what Castro has been able to do during his life. Of course, some of the things is translation from Spanish to English. So that's why sometimes some of the wordings is a problem. But anyway, the essence, comrade, is whenever I do international political economy or African political economy as COSATU, one of the things that I don't leave is, how do you measure the success of any revolution? How do you measure the qualitative effect of a revolution on people? I always say you measure it on Cuba. Why on Cuba? 1959, life expectancy was 59 years. Today, when Castro dies, it's 79 years. How many countries can have or can match that level of life expectancy in the world? What is the life expectancy of Africa? Africa's life expectancy is around 45 years. Cuba is 79 years. That's why Castro could freely die at 90 years, because his people live in dignity, can be able to live up to 80 years. But our African people live up until 45 years. Other countries like Swaziland is even worse. Swaziland is 35 years life expectancy because of HIV/AIDS. It is normal, and I always say, I challenge all of us who are believers, that we must ask God, what is it that as Africans we did to deserve to die to be called so early at 45 years when others are being called at 8 years? So it is important to understand that the Cuban Revolution was not just theory and practice. It was not just theory and abstract. It is the essence. Solly made a point when he was addressing at the City Hall. He said, the Cuban people, when they say they defend the Cuban Revolution, they are not defending abstract words and nice slogans. They were defending land because they have the land. They were defending the gains in health. They were defending the education that they have. People don't defend words, they defend gains that they see and can live through. That is a revolution. Any revolution is defendable, not because I love the colors, not because I love my comrades who are within the trenches, because the gains are tangible and concrete and I can feel them every day. I can be able to pick up and say there was no water, here is water. There was no health. Here is health for everyone. Then people can defend the revolution. So one thing that we want to say, comrade, is that as we wage struggles all over the world, let us use Cuba as a litmus test. With the leaky GDP, with the leaky natural resources, it was able to demonstrate to the richest of the world that it is possible to serve humanity. Humanity has massive resources in the world, but the biggest problem is who controls the world. Not that we don't have resources to extinguish hunger and poverty. Just one last point, comrade Chair, without abusing your time. You know, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Cuba at some point was addressing at the Food Agricultural Organization. He said, 10 years ago, when we talked about poverty, there were less, when we talk about hunger, there were less hungry people in the world. The more we talk about hunger, the more hungry people we add onto the world. The world talks more, and in practice, does the opposite. So more we talk, the more hungry people are in the world. Not because we are short of resources, but because we are unable to resolve the fundamental question. Capitalism as a system continues to amass resources in the hands of a few. And Cuba demonstrated it is possible to challenge that logic. As we demonstrate our solidarity to the people of Western Sahara and Palestine, that we mustn't forget. Yesterday I was with the Zimbabwean comrades, with Ambassador Welly Nhlapo and others. One thing I said was that, comrade, the problem is not in Zimbabwe only, just as it's not in Swaziland only. As we confront the problems in Zimbabwe, we must link them with the African problem. There is a bigger problem that the African people, in Somali, people know no normal life. The DRC has lost 4 million people. We continue to suffer as Africans, and the world has accepted it normal. Africans live like that. Who cares? So it is only Africans who will be able to stand up and challenge that. We can lament and cry as much as possible. There's no one who will feel pity. This is not a world of pity. It's a world of action, where we change things through action. Amanda.